Here we go. 3.6 is on something you did in Math 1 called transformations. Now, because I know some of you were not here, I do have a review that where I state what each of the things mean. I kind of want to translate these three transformations that you're expected to know. You're first expected to know what a translation is. It's a slide either up, down, left, and right, or a combination of both of those things. When you translate something, you are taking the object and you are moving it up, down, to the right, to the left. It does not change direction. It does not flip. It does not rotate. It just translates one thing into the next. A reflection, on the other hand, is where it flips across a line. It can flip across the y-axis. It can flip across the x-axis. It could flip over a vertical line that is not an axis, like x equals a number. It can flip across a y equals number. And so I put some hints to you. If you are a person who doesn't know which one is which, I wrote these things down in your notes because some of you may forget that the x-axis is this one, the y-axis is this one, and in case you didn't remember that, I put those on the notes for you. If you forget that x equals is a vertical line, that's why I had you write that down. For example, if I said x equals 2, and I go like this, 1, 2, this is where the x-axis equals 2. This is the line, this dotted line is x equals 2. It's a vertical line. And I know that a lot of people get confused because the x-axis is horizontal, but what we're saying when we say x equals a number, it's a vertical line because this is where all the x's are equal to 2. This is where there's 2, 0, and 2, 1, and 2, 2, and 2, 3, and 2, 4. This is where all the x's are equal to 2. Y equals a number is a horizontal line. For example, if I said y equals -1, that would be this line. Y equals -1. And I wanted you to have those in case you had to reflect over something that was not the x or y axis, which you will have to do. When you're dealing with a rotation, that is something that is going to rotate an object around a fixed point. Sometimes we're rotating it around the origin, the 0, 0. Sometimes we're going to go clockwise. Sometimes we're going to go counterclockwise. And so don't forget how many degrees. 90 per turn. Might be 180. Might be 270. We'll talk about that in a second. Which direction, clockwise or counterclockwise, and what are you rotating about? What's your fixed point? Sometimes it's the origin. Sometimes it might be something else. I'll show you an example when we get down below. If you want to, you can use patty paper. I actually have patty paper on my desk, and I also have rulers on my desk as well for anybody who would like to use some. This is patty paper, what I'm showing you right here. What's nice about patty paper is you cannot see through it until you lay it down, and then you can start to see through it. It's like tracing paper if you need it. I'll show you how I use it later on. So I have some problems I picked out for you. I picked number 2. You are welcome to do this. If you need a ruler or want to use a ruler, you can. I do have extra rulers on my desk. Or if you have an ID card, that works pretty good too. Like a driver's license or an ID card. That is something else that fits perfectly for these types of graphs. First things first. I read my directions. Reflect triangle NOP. N, then O, then P. Over the line x equals 2 and label it N prime, O prime, P prime. When they have apostrophes, I pronounce that as a prime. Prime, prime, prime means it has been moved. It means it's the image.
Are we supposed to be able to see the letters?
It's not on our
Yeah,
worksheet.
the letters are on our worksheet.
If the letters are not on your worksheet, then you need to please write those things in right now. N-O-P on any of them? Okay, then I will show you what the letters should be in just a moment. Let's do this one first. Copy these letters on your worksheet, NOP. And then SRQ for the bottom one. And yes, you should be able to read the letters. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard for you to do it. And so if that's the case, then I'll need to make sure that you guys get all the letters before we're done today. Okay, so now it says reflect this triangle over the line x equals 2. So I would first recommend that you draw a line at x equals 2. So I'm going to put a line here at x equals 2. I go over here. This is my x-axis. X equals 2 is this line. It's a vertical line. So the first thing that I'm going to do, hit that line button again, is I draw my vertical line, my x equals 2 line, x equals 2. It is a vertical line. This is where all the x's are equal to 2. And then a reflection is where each point on that triangle, every single point gets reflected by the distance to the reflection line. Translation: if P is 1, 2 squares away from the line, P prime is going to be 1, 2 on the other side of the line. 1, 2. I can put a dot, and I can put P prime has to be right here. A reflection is going to be the exact same distance away. This is like when you look in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, and you smile at yourself, I hope. You go and you lean your face closer to the mirror, your image gets closer. When you back up from the mirror, your image gets farther away. This is the part of your nose close to the mirror. That's where the nose should be, the same distance away from the mirror. The end is a lot farther away. It might be the back of your hair or the back of your head. It's farther away. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away from the line. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away where N prime should be. I just think of it like a mirror. Where's the mirror? At x equals 2. And lastly, O is 1, 2, 3 straight lines. I have to go 3 straight lines from there. O prime is here. And this is where a ruler comes in handy, or something else to that effect. I can just take my ruler as best I can. Well, I pressed something. And that's the reflection. It should look like a mirror image. And I know this is an image because it has the primes. We have done 2, part A. Part B, I'll do part B in blue. Let me see if I can switch colors. It doesn't want me to switch colors. Whoa. Okay, try that again. There we go. Reflect QRS over the line y equals -2. So the very next thing that I do is I draw a line at y equals -2. Here's where y is equal to -1. Here's -2. I'm going to draw a line at y equals -2. There's my blue line. And just like before, once you know that this is where the mirror is, we count the distance from each vertex. It's 1 unit away, and then we put the image point the same distance away from the line. S is 1 unit away from this line, the shortest distance. So the shortest straight distance is S prime. I go 1 straight unit away. R is, I think R was supposed to be 1, 2. It looks like it's a little off on mine. Is it off on yours just a little bit?
Yeah.
So let's go 1, 2, 2, a little over 2.5, little 1, 2, little over 2.5. We'll try to stay accurate. And then we'll connect these guys like this. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, my bad.
You're good. So this is your first review. This is a reflection. And I know this is the reflection because they are the ones that have the primes.
You keep that one.
Okay.
My mistake.
Thank you. Number 3. You may not see these letters, so you probably should copy them down. A is the top left. B is the top right. C is the bottom letter. A, B, C. Keyword on number 3 says translate. That's a slide. The object stays in the same direction. It says translate this 3 units to the right and 4 units down. We're technically supposed to move all the points. But the easiest way to move all the points is to move the 3 corners and then just connect the dots. You're doing this for the same. So I need to go 3 units to the right and 4 units down. That means I take this point A and I need to go 3 units right, 1, 2, 3, and 4 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4. A is now going to be right here. I'm going to call that A prime. B is going to go 3 units right and 4 units down. 1, 2, 3, and 4 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is B prime. And C does the same thing. 3 units right, 1, 2, 3, and 4 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4. C prime is now here. By moving the 3 corners, you can use your ruler. I'm just going to attempt to draw as straight of a line as I can. We have now moved every single point 3 units right and 4 units down. I've moved this point 3 units right and 4 units down. You're moving every single point 3 units right and 4 units down by moving the 3 corners. This also can be written in this notation, which means we're moving T 3 units right, 4 units down. I also have number 7 picked out for you because I wanted to review a reflection, I wanted to review a translation, and now I want to review a rotation. Number 7, if you do not have the letters on your page for number 7, letters A, B, C, D look like this. A 90-degree clockwise rotation about the origin. And I have to label the image. Now I know what that looks like. If you do not know what it looks like, here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. I literally will think you should use patty paper for rotations. And the way patty paper should work is you copy your points. Point. Oops. Make a dot, make a dot, make a dot, make a dot on your points. And I think you should also draw your axes. So if you have your points, which are over here, I think I have them. I'm going to use a ruler to connect the dots. real quick. Off the side, you won't be able to see it. All right, let's see. Here you go. So here is my patty paper drawing. And one thing I should do when I use patty paper, D, C, B, A, is I should write my letters on the patty paper. And if it says rotate the quadrilateral 90 degrees clockwise, I have to remember what a clock does. Which direction does a clock go in? When you watch that second hand, it goes from the top to the right. Every clock, that's clockwise. Counterclockwise is the opposite direction. So I need to go 90 degrees. Here's 90 degrees, watch. Oops, I keep moving that. And what I want to do, without touching the screen, it's really hard for me to do this. That's why I have these axes right there drawn, so that I could see 90 degrees is one right turn. Boom, one right turn. 180 is 2 right turns. 270 is 3 right turns, or so on, as long as we're going clockwise. If it's counterclockwise, it's 1 left turn. And so what you do is once you get this thing rotated 90 degrees and you see where your new points are, you kind of move your paper and you go, oh, here's my dot, here's my new dot. And you put it, your new dot D and C and B and A where they go. Okay? If you don't have patty paper and you're trying to do this off the top of your head, here's something else that I do. I go, okay, 1, 2, 3 to the right and 2 down. This point's going to go 1, 2, 3 down and 2 to the right. This is where A prime is going to be. I can also do that for D. I can go up 1, 2, 3, 4 and to the left 2. So now I'm going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 and up 2. This is where D prime is going to be. I'm going to find B by going 1, 2, 3, 4 this way and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B prime. Lastly, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 2. This is the way that I do it without patty paper. Is I count and then move what I counted to the right by 90 degrees. You're welcome. And if I do this right, then what you'll see is that that's the same exact thing as the rotation by 90 degrees. All I have to do now is connect my image. So there's 2 techniques for you. If you want to use patty paper, I got it. If you want a ruler, I got that too. Or you can count up a line and over a line and then rotate whatever you're counting by however many degrees it's saying to do it. And you can do each point that way. My last example is number 9. Number 9 says, write a rule to describe the given transformation. K went from here to there, L went from there to there, and M went from there to there. It rotated, didn't it? So then what I would do if I were you is I would trace it on patty paper if I was a patty paper person, and I would do a rotation, and then I would see, did it just rotate 90 degrees? If it rotated 90 degrees, bam, bam, then it should line up, right? I'm pretty sure this one's going to line up. I'm going to put a little mark here. It's so hard to do this without messing with the screen. Just want you guys to know. If I rotated, dang it, it's so hard. is that a 90-degree rotation? So then what I would do is, if I'm describing this, I have to be very specific. It's a 90-degree rotation. Which way?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. We usually say about or around. From where? We're rotating around. What's our pivot point? Origin. And I have to say rotation. 90 degrees, clockwise, rotation, about the origin. Got to have those three things in a rotation. All right. Because you may not have the letters, let's make sure that I do this and even have this in the recording. Okay? If you need the letters on your worksheet, worksheet 6, and they did not come out, I'll start with the top triangle number 1. It goes GHJ, top, right, bottom, left. GHJ. Then the bottom triangle, top left, is KLM. KLM. We talked about number 2 already. We did that one. We did number 3, didn't we? Number 4, FHG. FHG. I'm always going to start in the top left if I can. Number 5, the letters will be A, then to the bottom right is C, then B. A, C, B. 6, F, E, D. Top right, top F, bottom right E, D. We did number 7. Number 8, K, L, J. K, then bottom right is L and J. And lastly, number 10. The top left one will be F, E, D. The bottom right one is E prime. E prime for the top, and then it goes right, F prime, and then D prime. I'm hoping that will help you. We'll end right there.